Hello, everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. It's good to see everybody. And I'll tell you, another week has went by. I can't believe it. Really. The weeks just fly by, but that's a sign I'm getting older. We're all getting older. But I almost had to cancel tonight's show, believe it or not. I really didn't want to do that. Um, but I ended up having some surgery today. Some of you know that I've had a battle with skin cancer, like a lot of people. I had over 15 surgeries, and today I had to go back and get another one cut out. So I had Mohs surgery done, and I know you're dying to see it, so I'm going to show it to you right here, right there on the shoulder. And I would say, not to be graphic, but it was the size of a $50. And he had to do two cuts. Anybody who's had Mohs surgery knows you get one cut done, and then you have to wait about 45 minutes to an hour while they analyze it to make sure they got it all. And most of the time they didn't. You have to get cut again, and that's what happened today. But anyway, I'm all right. There's not too much pain. So, but I have a great show scheduled, like I said, on the Facebook post with a great guest, Al Cerchione from the South Florida Drone Flyers. He's a great guy, and he just came back from a road trip that I'm sure he's going to share some of his experiences with us. Um, but it's one of those things where you know how we you think we lie when we say we put the shrimp and the lobster in the background. But that's what Al's enjoying right now in the back room. Shrimp and lobster. So I'll give him a few more minutes back there and I'll bring him in very shortly. But I want to say hello to a few people in the chat. And Matty, he was number one. Matt Bagwell, good to see you. And Paul Widgenbig, good to see you. And Paul Z, my friend from Long Island, he's watching tonight. Good to see you, Paul. And Joe Blaylock, good to see you. And Joe Jaybird Drones, good to see you. Coming to us all the way from Ohio. And there's Ashley Brown, good to see you. But it's and Tammy Jean, just popped in. Good to see you, Tammy. Thank you for watching. And Lawrence, always good to see you. And I really appreciate it. I'm an old fart. I'm a part of that group too. The old farts with drones. And for you guys to take your time out of your day to watch this live stream, I really appreciate it. And hopefully, we'll have a little fun. We'll learn a little bit because we do have the tip of the week. And I know everybody's dying to hear what this week's tip is. But nothing fancy. I don't get sophisticated because my knowledge isn't that that great. So they're very basic tips that we share, and then we'll do the contest for the monthly giveaway, which this month is an Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly hat. And I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it. No, I really did. I know exactly how I'm going to do it, and I'll tell you about that a little later too. Um, but I do want to. I want to. Well, I don't want to leave Al in the back room too long because he's probably stuffed on that shrimp and lobster. So I'm gonna bring Al in now, and please give him a warm welcome. And Al Cerchione from the
Well,
South
excuse me, I'm
Florida.
wiping my face off from all that shrimp. Oh,
I know
what
that
you
was
put
good,
on
wasn't
some
it?
spread tonight, boy, oh boy. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
I know. I'm telling you.
How was
Well, I'm glad
everybody?
you liked it.
It was awesome.
But
Great.
it's good to see you, Al. And Al's, the
Likewise.
founder and administrator of the South Florida Drone Flyers, and he's coming to us from Florida.
Yes.
But you just were on a nice road trip, a vacation,
Yes, we
and
were.
hopefully you're going to tell us all about it.
Yes, I will. It was an awesome trip. It really was. We went down to the Outer Banks with 19 of us, the whole family, the whole crew went, and we rented a 10-bedroom house, huge place. I mean, it was really awesome. We did the usual, the beaches, and we took the kids, which was really great, on a fiddler crab hunt at night, and they had a blast. They really did. And the drone flying there is just incredible. They're so drone friendly there. The lighthouse was about a half a mile from where I was staying, and it was really, really a good trip. The only thing is the 14-hour drive, but other than that, it was really an awesome trip.
Yeah, well, I have your lighthouse video queued up. We'll show that shortly, but on your way up, you did a couple of stops too. You stopped at Bucky's.
Yes, we did. That was our first stop out of Florida, up in Daytona. And then the next stop, a long stop, was at south of the border, which I haven't been there in years. And I did some flying there. And we had breakfast at the Waffle House because that was the only thing that was open when we got there. But it's changed a lot since I've been there when I was a lot younger. But it was pretty cool to see. I wish I saw it at night when it was all lit up.
Pedro, you see the signs. I used to go
Pedro
there
says,
too on vacation. Every year we drive down to Florida,
yeah,
and my son was a little guy, and he gets so excited when we saw those big, billboards on the side of
yep,
95. Oh, Pedro, 250 miles to go.
yep, yeah,
And then you see another one, 225 miles to go.
yeah. It
And they
was,
all had different themes. Do you
yep,
remember that?
yep.
And I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen them or remembers them, but they were pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, yeah. Then they had the old dive motels years ago, which the Motel 6 now makes it look like the Four Seasons. It
No,
was
I know. I stayed there. My my
yeah,
next my next door neighbor told me, Ray, you should stay there. It's a very nice hotel there too. And we did, one time, and we never went back.
no, no, of course not.
But we always stop. If we're
Yeah,
going by south of the border, we'll stop, and get a souvenir or whatever.
yeah. We
And
made the stop just to do a little flying, had breakfast, and off we went.
I,
And yeah,
had stopped there, I guess, last year on a road trip that I did to North Carolina also.
right.
And I said, I'm going to fly Pedro, and the Sombrero Tower. And it was
Yep,
fun. That's a great place to fly.
it is. Yeah, yeah.
You know, while we're talking about it, why don't we just show a little of that video?
Okay, good.
How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
And I'll see if I can do it without losing the stream. And it takes me a few minutes to get it set up, but it's one of those things where south of the border is great. It really is. And your soundtrack too, Al. Maybe you can
Yeah.
narrate.
Yeah, this was about 7:30 in the morning, I guess. The place was completely empty.
Now, am I adjusting the volume at all? No, right?
No.
But I forget how high it is. Did you figure out how high it was?
I don't remember right, to be honest with you. I just sent the drone up and hope it went. This was the Air 2S I flew that morning.
Well, I have to say, you were braver than me when you flew here. Now, what time of day is this?
This was around 7 in the morning, 7:30. You can see the place was empty.
Yeah.
Just a couple of cars going by.
Then you went across the street and you flew
I flew from
Pedro.
the other side of the street. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I was going to fly between his legs, but I kind of chickened out.
Well, I'll tell you, I really think this is a great pit stop, and it's a great place to fly drones.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
And this is
The
a great
FPV
video,
guys would have
Al.
a ball over here.
I mean, you gave us a tour of south of the border here.
Yeah. Yeah, I threw a couple of stills in there, and
Very cool.
climb this tower. You know, they actually climb it.
That's a nice shot right there. Yeah, very nice flying, Al.
Thank you.
Yeah. If anybody else has stopped at south of the border, let us know in the chat. Very nice video, Al. Very nice. Oh my God, I lost the stream.
No, you didn't. We're still here.
Oh, okay.
At least I'm still here.
I don't know what happened. What happened? Okay, there we
There
go.
you go.
I thought I lost the stream.
Glasses off.
But anyway, that was a great video. You know.
Thank you.
Hey, William Jason, good to see you. He is the owner of Mav Mounts, just to let you guys know. Yep, Mav Mount tablet holders. Very nice. Thank you for popping in. And Scott, I don't know if I said hello to you before, Scott. Jackrabbit FPV, good to see you. Steve and Drones, how you doing? But anyway, so what did you like best about North Carolina?
Well, I tell you, that seafood boil was the best to me. No, to be honest with you, the beaches were phenomenal. They really were. Very crowded, though. The beaches in that area, Corolla, were very crowded during the day. I would go early in the morning and fly, try to catch the sun up. And the traffic down there heading back up down towards Duck can get pretty hairy. It gets pretty congested over there. But other than that, I mean, the beaches were really phenomenal. The people were super friendly everywhere you went. And then you have, your usual tourist traps, the wings places that, sell shirts and this and that, But
right.
It was really great. We never went out to eat anywhere because we barbecued at home. We had the seafood boil, and then my daughters cooked. We had pasta and meatballs one night, and it was really nice. It felt good to have home cooked meals instead of going out all the time. Really
yeah. Well, that was somehow. Oh, look, Scott is saying how great it was to meet you at the South Florida Drone Meetup, Al.
Likewise, Scott. I can't wait to see you again this year. You coming?
Yeah. Scott will be there, no doubt about it. But that house that you were staying in was incredible.
Yeah, it was probably about 5,500 square feet. It had 9 bedrooms.
Okay, go ahead.
9 to 10 bedrooms. It had 9 bathrooms or whatever. Game room, pool table, hot tub, pool, big barbecue area in the back, and then they had horseshoes in the back, a fire pit. And I would fly right from the fire pit, even though we had a rooftop patio. But I got to that rooftop, and I'm not good with height. So I started getting the shakes, and down that ladder I went again. And I went down to the fire pit, and I flew from there right out of the backyard.
That's cool. Cool.
It was a cool house. It really was.
I have to say hello to Paul's grandson, Raiden. How you doing, Raiden? Thank you for watching the show with Grandpa. Yeah, and that's great, Paul, that you have your grandson involved watching a drone show.
Yes, it is.
Tell him he's going to have to come flying with us when we go flying one day. So, but yeah, Al, that house in North Carolina was my type of place.
Yeah, it was. It was a little on the pricey side, but it was worth every penny that we spent just to have all the grandkids and my kids there together. That meant more to me than anything else. It was really nice.
Yeah, Maddie put up your what you're known for.
Oh, the drone crash.
Your eye in the sky. Yeah. I know. I love that. The way you say that on most of your videos,
Yeah.
But
the drone crashing.
Yeah. Oh, so Jack Scotty doesn't want you to tell me because it's a secret.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. But it's I make fun of every place I fly. It's a secret location. We're on a secret mission. And it's all about having fun and building some suspense. But then I end up telling everybody where these secret spots are anyway.
Of course, of course. You
And
know, when I first started,
you know quite a few of my secret spots.
oh yeah, I flew with you quite a bit, and I can't wait for you to come back so we can fly again together. But
Yeah.
when I first started the group, that was one of the reasons why I started the group, so everybody would, kind of put their 2 cents in and come up with places to fly. And I did, meet a lot of people in the group that, had some good places to fly. I met Lee that we flew with up in Fort Pierce. That's how I learned about Fort Pierce. And there's so many guys, and I'm starting to fly Miami more and more because there are some really cool spots down there to fly.
Miami, yeah, definitely
Yeah,
has some cool spots. I've never flown down there. Hopefully, I'll get down there with you, maybe.
yeah,
You
we'll go
know,
down.
and
It's nice down there, it really is.
I know I've said it on some streams, but I don't know if I told you. I almost went on the Miami Police Department way back in the
Yes,
day.
you tell me. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Miami, yeah, Miami Dade.
yeah,
Yeah,
and it just wasn't meant to be. My wife was pregnant at the time, and she wanted to have the baby in Massachusetts. We were living up there, and I gave in. But I really wanted to come to Long Island anyway and go on Suffolk
right.
County, which ended up all working out. So,
Yeah. Well,
but
you got the perfect setup now. You're there for the summer and down here for the winter. So that's the perfect
yeah,
setup.
I like being a snowbird. I
Yeah.
used to think it was kind of a stupid term, a corny term.
No,
You
but the
know,
older you get, how many years do you have that place now?
oh, 20 years we have
Wow,
our
wow.
little condo down there. I,
Yeah,
I was going down there when I was still working. I
right,
would take the whole month of February off. When you're a senior detective, you can do that. So I
right.
would take the whole month of February off and go down there, which
Yeah.
was good. But it
Yeah,
wasn't enough
snowbirding
for me.
is, it's
Hey,
a great
DeMarco. I
thing.
don't know if I said hello to DeMarco in the chat. How you doing, DeMarco? Good to see you. Thank you for watching. And there's Michael Blade. Good to see you, Michael. It's one of those things where you had your meetup, and that's how I got to meet you.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, you put it up, and I says, "Oh, I'm signing up for this meetup."
Yeah, we had a good time that day also.
Yeah, it was in Fort Pierce, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you ended up, um,
We flew two spots that day.
yeah, well, yeah, we flew
Yeah,
down by the boat ramp,
right.
right? And then we went down by the jetty. Which
Yeah,
which
which was
spot did you like the best?
I like the jetty down there. The jetty's really nice. But
Yeah.
the first spot was cool too. If you flew over that island and got to the other side, it was a nice view on that side. But it was that whole area up there, and that was thanks to Lee. Lee's the one who turned me on to that place because I
Okay.
flew with I flew with Lee probably about 8 months, maybe almost a year before that meetup with him and two other guys, and I was hooked because you have plenty of room to fly there, and they're pretty drone friendly over there also.
They were,
Yeah,
and I noticed a lot of the people were interested in you flying. They would come
yeah,
over here, a lot of people do that anyway. They come over, start asking you questions. But I had one guy when I was first flying, and I told him that you guys were at the other end of the jetty. He ended up going down to talk to you guys too. He was such
yeah,
a nice
yeah.
guy.
He turned out he was a pilot. Remember,
Yep.
he worked for a private airline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very, very nice. Nice people there in
yeah, they were.
Fort Pierce. And I haven't went back since. So we'll have to have another meetup there too.
Yes, when you come back, we'll hit that spot again.
And while we're talking about meetups, let me just tell people about the South Florida third annual South Florida Drone Meetup. We're going to have it in Jensen Beach again, the same location at the Jensen Beach Causeway Park. And we're having it on April 1st, 2023. And it's free to attend. Um, and we're going to encourage adults to bring children and try to get them involved in drones and flying. And I know you did, Al.
Yeah.
You brought your granddaughter, and
And
I
she's ready
commend
to
you
go
for
again.
that.
Yeah, she's ready to go again.
You had said you were going to bring her. You bought her a T-shirt,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it was good to see her come. And I'm glad she had a good time.
She had a great time. She really
And
did.
Maddie's in the chat. Maddie ended up bringing his son.
And the
And
two
they
of
sort
them,
of hit it off, right? If I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
right.
yeah. So that was good. They were around the same age, I guess, 13, 14 years old. So it was kind of worked out great.
And it's great to see that. And again, we want to really try to get more children to come this year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the United States Army to come back, but we're sure going to try. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Because I
that was
thought that
cool.
was a pretty awesome setup
Yeah.
when they came with their Hellfire drone missile.
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
um,
hopefully this year we'll have Christopher John with his submarine.
right? I know. I'm glad you brought that up because he was supposed to be a guest on the show a few weeks back, and then he became ill,
Yeah.
and he was going to talk all about that underwater drone that he has now.
Yeah.
And he's bringing it to the South Florida drone meetup, and I'm sure he'll search a little for Marcus's drone.
Yeah.
It would really be funny if he found it.
If he found it.
If he finds it, if he comes and
Yeah.
he finds it a year later, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But
he's
anyway,
really proud of that thing too. He's dying to take that in salt water. Yeah.
if anybody has any questions, try to ask it, and we'll try to answer them as best we can. We don't come across as experts by any means. But there's experts in the chat, and usually there's somebody in the chat who knows the answer.
Exactly.
Hey, there's Eddie Nunez. Speaking of an expert, how you
There you
doing,
go.
Eddie? Good to see you. You know, thank you for watching tonight. And Eddie just came back from Puerto Rico, man. He was flying down there.
I saw his
He had
videos and
some nice
pictures. Yeah.
videos and photos up. And
Yeah.
Charles Goluski, good to see you. But anyway, I tell you, Al, the weeks just fly by. I can't believe it's beyond the middle of July already.
Yeah. Yeah. The
I don't know
time
what.
is flying because I retired a little over a year ago, and the time is just going quicker and quicker and quicker. It really is.
I don't know where the time goes. Really,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where I don't know. I remember the old people talking about it, but now I am an old people.
But we got to enjoy every day. That's the thing. Every day we're here, we got to enjoy it.
Well, that's the other thing. You're absolutely right. And it's not to bring this stream down by any means, but you got to be thankful
Yeah.
because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring.
Exactly. So
I
just
remember there
enjoy
was
it.
one time, quickly, I was supposed to meet one of my retired friends down in Florida. I spoke to him on a Thursday, and I was calling him from California, and he said he was going down to Florida Sunday. And I had made arrangements to meet with him to go to lunch with him the following Tuesday. Well, he never made it to Florida.
Jeez.
He died the next day from that phone
Wow.
call.
That's why you got to enjoy every minute you hear.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where you do a lot of flying now. You get up just about every morning and you try to fly sunrise.
Yes, I do. And I usually do it. And I had the alarm set for this morning at 5 o'clock. But I was so tired from that trip on the way back that I hit the snooze, and I never even heard the snooze go off again. And I didn't get out of bed until like 8:30 this morning. So, and then I got up and I finally located a Mavic 3 Mini RC Pro controller by accident today on Amazon because I had ordered it from Adorama Camera. And I called them and I asked them, what the deal was, how long it's going to be. And they couldn't tell me. So as I'm talking to them, I get a little message that from Amazon, things that I've been searching for. I go to it, and lo and behold, they had 11 of them in stock. So I ordered it, and I'm having it on Wednesday, hopefully.
That's
And
great.
I'm really looking forward to flying with that. As opposed the phone, because I have the smart controller for my Air 2S and the Mini, and now I'll have this for the Mavic 3. So I'm
I
looking
know
forward
you
to
had
that.
told me that you were thinking of getting it at the time, and
Yeah,
DJI had it on the web
and
on
I
their
waited
site,
until the next morning, and they were
and
gone.
I ordered mine. I wasn't
Yes,
gonna, but then I decided to order
yeah,
mine, and you tried to get it, and you couldn't get it.
I couldn't get it. Yeah,
But mine is supposed to be shipped on July 30th, and I'm looking forward to receiving it. That's for sure.
yeah,
Everybody who has it loves it,
yeah,
really.
yeah. I mean, it's always nicer flying without the phone. That the wire. I mean, not that it's a big deal to hooking the wire up, but you turn the controller on and it's there. It's just a better feeling. You know, so
Well, it's going to be a change for me, that's for sure.
well, you've been
Um,
flying the tablet, right?
yeah, I use the iPad Mini 5 usually.
Right.
Um, and there's been, believe it or not, a few times I left it home. Luckily, I had the phone,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know. But now to have that DJI RC controller, it's going to be great, I
And you
think.
might be able to use that with your Air 2S soon because they probably will come out with the firmware.
Well, that's some of the rumors that we've been
Yeah.
hearing. But I was so glad because I heard a couple of things that it wasn't going to be powerful enough for the Mavic 3,
Right. But
and I
it
saw
turned
that.
out it's perfect, from what I'm hearing. So
Yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
looking forward to getting it.
I seen some reviews on it. I know Air Photography Sean did a great review on that, and I'm excited.
Yeah,
It's
no, I
like
am too.
you're a little kid, waiting for the
Every
new
time something
toy.
comes in the mail for a drone, you get excited, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Um, and before I forget, let me just tell everybody about the Midwest Drone Meetup. That's going to be
Yes.
held in August 13th on a Saturday, and it's being hosted by Michael and Sergio, Fly Zone Drones, and Jack and Chris, Half Chrome, and it seems to be a lot of people have an interest towards it. They told us last week that like 40 something people signed up for it already.
Wow.
I know Maddie's in the chat. He's going.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw him talking last night. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I have a prior commitment. I can't make it. Um, but it should be a good time. I would think it'd be cool to fly up around Chicago, you
Yeah.
know. And I think it's free. Yep, there's no charge.
Yeah. I think they're gonna have a
And
barbecue and
yeah, they were gonna have
yeah.
a barbecue. Yep,
Yeah.
giveaways. I know Exo Drones is involved, from what I've been told. And meetups are always fun.
Yes, they
And
are.
we've said it so many times on the different live streams that it's just meeting the other pilots, talking to them, networking,
Yeah.
socializing.
Even if you don't get a chance to fly that much, just to meet all these people that you see, in the chats or it's nice to put a face now to them.
Yeah, yeah. Maddie's stoked about going to Chicago. He's
Yeah.
never been there. I don't think. I don't think he's ever been to Chicago. Yeah. So, and Al, what do you find the best thing about the meetups?
Like I says, meeting all the people that you're finally putting a face to people that you really never met before. And the people are so nice. Everybody at these, meetups are really nice. Every once in a while you get some in the groups that, are a little, they get a little pissy with you on their chats and stuff. But at the meetups, everybody is so nice. I mean, they're great to the kids. Like the matter of fact, I know my granddaughter knocked over Bill Ronane's vape, you know, and broke his vapor, thing.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. And and then I found out about it afterwards. But he didn't make a big deal about it, and other people would have, And great bunch of guys. They really are. Really a great bunch of guys. And I learned a lot too that day of different flying and this, that, and the other thing. And I enjoyed watching the FPV guys because the FPV guys, I mean, those guys they're nuts. Maddie, that goes for you. You're nuts.
Well, they definitely have a different way of flying,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I am amazed at the way they fly. Really, I
Yeah.
find it so interesting.
Yeah. I fly every once in a while. I'll throw the goggles on, for my Air 2S or even on the Mavic 3. And just flying with the goggles is a whole different, perspective when you're flying. It's like you're really in the cockpit of the drone, but I can't
I've
do the
tried
FPV.
goggles one time, so I really can't say that I feel comfortable wearing them.
Right.
And I guess I got to keep trying them. And I know a lot of guys are switching over. That we said it last year. A lot of guys are switching over to FPV, but
Yeah.
even this year, a lot more
A lot
guys
of guys switched over. Yeah.
switched over. Um, and if it was me, I'd probably get that DJI FPV, which a lot of the true FPV guys don't consider that an FPV drone.
Yeah. Well, the guy that bought my Mavic Pro, my friend Pedro, he's just ordering the FPV drone from DJI.
Oh, he did? Really?
Yeah, because he's been flying he used to have a mini before, the first generation mini. And he used to be crazy with that. I don't know how many times he's crashed it and lost it and found it. So he got rid of that and he was without a drone for a while. So he's been flying my Mini too every time we go somewhere. And he bought my Mavic Pro. But he really wants that FPV, cinematic videos from it.
Yeah.
So he's going for it.
I think
He's
he'll
really
enjoy
into
it. No doubt about it.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's really into
Michael,
the
Fly
cameras. So.
Zone. Good to see you. Thank you for watching. I just talked about your meetup. But if anybody has any questions, they could ask Michael. He's in the chat now.
There you go.
But Maddie knows all about it too. But it's going to be a good time up there in Chicago, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And
Anytime you got a bunch of guys.
Chicago will never be the same. John Flynn says, "How you doing, John? Good to see you." So, but I also want to tell the viewers about a couple of things that I received in the mail, and they're going to be next month's giveaway. And let's see if anybody knows what these things are. If you know what you think they are, put it in the chat. But I'm not going to keep you in suspense too much longer because I received these from Tony of Quadcopters and Tech, and it's going to be next month's giveaway. This is a lanyard holder for the DJI RC controller. You put the little screws right in the bottom of it, and you attach your lanyard right here. I could have put a lanyard, attached it, but these are a great lanyard holder for your controller. And I want to say thank you to Tony. Really, very, very nice. And I know he's going to have an Etsy store up and all of that, and he's going to be a guest on the show maybe in a couple of weeks and talk more about him. But thank you again, Tony. So, and now, Al, anything else you want to share about your North Carolina trip before I show the video?
Yeah. The beach there, like I said, was gorgeous. And I met a guy that before I went down, he says he lived down there in the early 60s. He says when they used to have to drag a trailer from Virginia down onto the beach, and that's how they moved down there. He says, do me a favor and send me video when you get back, because I'd love to see that. I haven't been there in years. And the place is so built up. I mean, rows and rows of houses. I guess the prices of houses right on the beach are probably, 2 million, the next block over, maybe $1.5 million. And then where we were staying, probably the houses were about $1 million. But there was just the streets. Every street was just lined with houses, but gorgeous houses, all big houses. So you'll see it on the if you're doing the aerial one, that one there is going to show that whole area. It's really beautiful there. It really is.
All right. I got your the one you had pinned, so we'll try to show that one because that I thought was a great video. So let's get it up here, and hopefully, like I always say, I won't lose the stream. But anyway, we'll start it. You can narrate.
Okay, this here is flying over by the Currituck Lighthouse, which they won't let you fly inside the park there. So I went on the other side of the fence and I flew around there. This is the park that's next to it. And this house, this yellow house on the end here that you see, is over 120 years old. And everything in the house was original. They just, spruced it up. But I mean, the view there was just incredible.
It's incredible.
That's
really, really nice.
Across, and it was really, really nice. We did some sunset pictures here also. It's gorgeous flying down there. There's an old boathouse.
Really? I love flying any place where there's water. You know that.
Yeah. Same thing with me. Actually, I had a disconnect with my Mavic 3 that night. Actually, it didn't disconnect. The app froze while it was out over the water. And I had to hit the return home button.
Look at that.
Yeah, it was really a pretty area.
It is. You know, that lighthouse reminds me of the Jupiter lighthouse.
Yes,
same
it does.
color almost.
Yes, it does. It really does. And the light doesn't come on until late at night.
Very nice.
But it was really pretty over there.
Really, really, really
I would love
nice.
to go back.
Really
Definitely
nice video. That was great. And I mean, you take a chance flying over water. A lot of people are afraid to fly over water, but you just got to be careful.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't get crazy.
I think I'd rather lose it over the water than over people. God forbid if it comes down and hits somebody, and I'd rather it go into the drink.
Hey, Dewey, good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Yep.
That's what we have State Farm for, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Talking about that, I was gonna, I mean, I was so afraid of possibly losing that drone, and I learned about that State Farm insurance that you can get for it, and I went out and got it.
Yeah, I have it on that and the Air 2S, both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, USA Drone Flies has a question. And he's wondering if anybody could help him. We haven't had it yet, so I can't help you yet.
I haven't done anything with the Mini 3.
But the only thing I can suggest is if you've done all the updates and everything, and your compass calibration, your IMU calibration, just anybody else have any suggestions for him? Hey, Chuck, good to see you, Chuck. Covaction.
Like I says, I had the Mavic 3, the app on my phone froze the other night. The camera just froze, and I was way out over the water, and I had to hit the return home button because I didn't know where the hell it was,
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
But it came back.
Yeah, you can get disoriented, and if people have said that they've never lost track of their drone, they're lying. I'll tell you that right now.
As soon as that sun hits your eye, you lost it.
I know. And I know I was flying up in Jupiter, and it happened to me with my Mini,
Yeah.
But again, just like you say, you hit that return to home button, and you do pray. You hope and pray.
Because when it first happens, you start to go, oh, shit, this is bad now,
Yeah.
But then when you hear it coming back, you know, then you
Yeah,
know,
and
okay,
Max
we're
is in
home.
the chat, so I want to say hello to Max. How you doing? Good to see you. Um, but and I'm going to go on to the tip of the week now,
Yeah,
just to let you know. But uh, it's one of those things where it's not a sophisticated tip. Um, but this week's tip is to use the Before You Fly app. It's a nice little app. Most people know about it already, but all it tells you your conditions, whether or not it's clear for takeoff. Sometimes there's a TFR. Anybody know what a TFR is in the chat?
they better.
and and it's one of those things where I always check before you fly. Any location I go to, every time.
Yeah,
Sometimes you checked it already. You were there last month. You don't have to check it
but
again.
you
But I
never know
do.
when like you says, when there's a TFR. I
A
use a
TFR,
loft, which
for
was used to
people
be
that are
Kitty Hawk.
wondering, a temporary flight restriction. But
Yeah,
that's this week's tip of the week. So,
and I find
and
checking
if
after
you
you
have
do an
any
update.
tips, Al, feel free to share them now.
I the only thing I can say is after you do an update, a firmware update, go back and check all of your settings because a lot of times they change. The return to home, altitude changes, your max distance changes, camera settings change sometimes. So every time you do an update, and actually I usually probably do that now almost every time before I fly. I usually go through the list to see what's changed or not.
Well, I'm just glad that Max is now starting to pick on flip phones. Yeah. Um, but anyway, and Maddie's saying it's totally flying retard. Yeah. But, I got out to fly on Saturday. Um, and I went to a racetrack. You know, I took I took the Mavic 3, and I went back to Riverhead Raceway, which
Haven't
is a
been there in
very
years.
very short track here on Long Island, but it's a cool little track. They have all kind of racing there on a Saturday night. I got there in the afternoon around 2 p.m. and nobody really was there. A few cars, they were getting ready to, the cars were getting ready to start showing up. But I'm
Right.
going to show a little of that video. Um, not to, but this is one of those things where it's
On this adventure,
a
we
cool
head
little
to New
track,
York,
like I said.
and we're gonna go out to Long Island, and we're going to the Riverhead Raceway.
Yeah.
This is a great
And
track.
I know it's not as exciting
Enjoy.
where Max and Tammy go
The
down there in
iconic Big Chief
Pennsylvania.
greets you as you enter Riverhead Raceway.
But there's the track.
This is a great short track.
And
Used
I
to
would
be a
love to
dirt
get
track years ago.
permission like they have
Mavic 3 today.
to fly while the races are going on. And I may attempt to do that. Not like they fly, of course, following the car and chasing them.
And give you a look
I can't
at the
imagine
track
chasing
on
drift
takeoff
cars. That is
rather
so
than my
cool,
normal
Max. I
reverse
give you a
Yeah.
lot of credit. But this is a cool little track.
It used to be
And
a
I
dirt
say
track years ago.
during the video, I explained that they have, modifies and figure eights. There's
But
the
as you
figure
can
eight.
see, this is a cool small track.
And
Yep,
they have
it has a figure eight. And the figure eight races are always exciting.
But I like the
You know,
demolition
on a
derby.
Saturday
afternoon,
because
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys like
people
that, where they crash
arrive
and bang
for the
and they
Saturday
try to
night races.
disable the other cars. And they also do it with the school buses
Riverhead
here
Raceway
too.
is a great thing to do on a Saturday night.
Yeah, and they only race on Saturday night
And that's
for the most
pit
part
area right there.
during the summer,
Later on, that whole area will be
late
filled with
spring,
cars.
summer, and early fall.
Riverhead Raceway is a
But it's a great little track.
oval racetrack with a
So I
figure
just
eight
wanted to
course
share that
located in
with you
Riverhead, New
guys.
York.
And
Yeah, great. That
I
was
want to
nice.
also say hello to JC Flying. Good to see you. And Steve Carpenter, he's in the house tonight, all the way from California. How you doing, Steve? Steve recently had a birthday, so happy birthday, Steve. You know. Yeah, I'll get you in, Max. I'll get you in that track. You know. And there's David Lorenzo. David Lorenzo's in the house, you know. Thank you. Alex Mark. Aerial videos all the way from Greece. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate that. Yeah, and Alex, by the way, you know, he makes some awesome videos from Greece. He really does. And while I'm talking about people's videos, and don't forget to subscribe. If you're not subscribed to these channels, guys, make sure you are. Sometimes YouTube will knock you off or unsubscribe you for whatever reason. I don't know. It's happened to me many, many times. Does it happen to you, Al?
Yes. I don't have that many subscribers, so it hurts me every time. But today, Paul, if I'm pronouncing his last name, Wedgen.
Paul Brown, no. Paul Brown.
Okay, Paul Brown. He posted on Facebook today. Everybody should post their link on his page for their YouTube channel. And I did that today, and I picked up like 7 or 8, maybe 9 subscriptions in not even an hour, you know. And
That's
it was really a good idea, Paul. It was really an excellent idea. And I said that to you on the page. It was really an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we don't even know half of these people, and now we do, you know. And it's they were subscribing, and I was subscribing. It was going back and forth, and it was really cool. So
yeah, no, that's good. I'll definitely go there and do that. And that's great that you're doing that, Paul. Very, very cool.
Yeah,
And that's the United States Drone Society, if I remember
exactly.
right. You know.
Yeah. And he's going to update the page every day with the new ones. So it's
very, very
really
cool.
Nice job.
Yeah.
That was really good.
You know. And you know, we got a great night on live streams tonight. We got the World Drone Community at 7, and then the Grumpy Vlogger comes on at 8, and then Drone Nation with Ron Brown and Marcus Crawford and DeMarco Moore. You know, I love Drone Nation. I've been watching that live stream for many years now, and I always learn a lot of good things on Drone Nation. You know.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, DeMarco Moore is going to be our guest on the Fly for Fun show on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. with his Uncle Kevin Moore. They were on quite a few months back, and it'll be good to have them on again, and looking forward to it, you know.
I got to give props to Deneen. Her photos in New York are just absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
I sent her a message that the next time I'm up in New York, I am going to call her up and I want to fly with her. So she says, just give me a heads up and she'll be happy to. But she takes some awesome photos. She really does.
She is. She's a incredible drone pilot, and her photography is right up there with Eddie Nunez.
Man, I'm telling you, she was really. I was super impressed with those pictures. I mean, the ones of the Brooklyn Bridge and they're just, you feel like you're there in those pictures, you know. They're really unbelievable.
Really and it was great that she came to the South Florida Drone Meetup too.
It was nice to meet her.
I had met her at the Those Guys meetup in Brooklyn. You know, that's where I met her the first time, and I knew she could fly. You know, and there's no doubt her photography
definitely she can fly.
Amazing, really.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and like I say, a lot of great people in the chat tonight, and I really appreciate it. I really do. And if you guys want your video shared on the show, just email me or let me know which one you prefer us to pick, and I'll be more than happy to get it from your YouTube channel and share it. And again, you know, I've said this already. It's hard to keep up with the comments, but I try Uh, and I try not to just pop one up out of the blue. So I don't know. Um, and it's funny because Steve Carpenter's in the chat. You know, I had a meet up with him and Dre Crawford, Recovery One Drones, out in California in Steve's hometown there, Dana Point Harbor. And we had such a great meetup. And what was great about that meetup, too, besides meeting Steve and Dre and flying with them, is my son and his wife flew drones
Well,
with us.
they live in California, yeah.
I had given him and his wife, it was a combined gift, an Air 2S for Christmas. And he was flying, they were flying that down there with us. And it was just a fun little mini meetup, you know?
Yeah.
And
I would definitely love to fly in New York, in Brooklyn, that area, because I tell you, some of the pictures that come from Brooklyn area are just unbelievable. They really are. You know?
I know. I want to get in there. I really do.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll have to say that meetup that Lawrence and Herman put together, you know, was great. It was really great. I was sort of disappointed they didn't want to have another one this year because I was going to be the first one to sign up.
Yeah.
You know, because they picked a great location, Calvert Vaux Park in Brooklyn.
Right.
And they have a sunken yellow submarine in the little harbor there that you
Okay.
could fly out to and get great shots of.
Well, that sounds cool.
And we had a great time, and that's where I met Leonard, JSK, you know, Enterprise. And that's what's great about the meetups, you know, you get to meet these other drone pilots.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know. And Gary Brand Aerials is in the house. How you doing, Gary? Thank you for popping in. Charles Goluski, did I say hello to you? How you, Charles? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. You know, and you know, I was hoping Bill Ronayne would be watching the stream tonight because I was going to tease him. I was going to tell him that Max found me an FPV drone
Oh.
because I hear he's looking for one for Bill,
Oh.
and I was going to get him going and say, Max found me one for $300. So Max, after you find one for Bill, find one for me. Maybe I'll go FPV. Max has a way of finding these good deals on the Facebook Marketplace.
I saw a Mavic 3 on somewhere today. Somebody's selling a Mavic 3 combo, and they didn't put a price on this, but just text them for the information. And I forgot what page it was on, and that was, I didn't think you'd find one that quick. You know, somebody selling one that quick. You know, actually, I think it was on Rodney Bell may have posted it. Maybe one of them, I think, posted it, and maybe he's getting rid of his. I don't know.
Well, what the sad part is, if I got a DJI FPV drone, I'd be flying it in GPS mode.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd be the same way.
You know,
I'd be
there's
the
no
same
doubt
way.
in my mind.
Yeah.
I just would feel so bad if I crashed one bad one day, you know.
Yeah. Well, they say that the FPV drones, that's part of it. You know, crashing them and fixing them, I guess. You know.
David, I would be very dangerous if I had a true FPV drone. I wouldn't be anywhere near me if I was flying that. So, but, you know, I tell you, it's one of those things where I want to try it. I really do. You know, but again, I need more lessons. And then they say you should practice on a simulator or something
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Right, Maddie? That's the best thing. I know that's what he did. He did a lot of time on a simulator. Yeah, and JC Flying, you know, he's got that DJI FPV now, but he's getting good.
Yeah, I saw some of his videos the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's picking it up really, really quickly, as they say. And Paul, I got to give a shout out to Paul, because Paul, on most of his videos, or a lot of his videos, he incorporates GPS flying with FPV flying in his videos, and I think that is so cool.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, Paul. Really, you know. And yeah,
He says you're just too
I'm just too
careful.
careful. Yeah, I'm a wimp. You could also say I'm a wimp. Yeah. So, but I like I say, I'd feel terrible crashing it.
Yeah,
You
that's
know.
it. I mean, you crash one of your camera drones. It's
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. And Scott talking about my ceiling, because I did that
oh,
little
in the
little
house.
toy drone that and Lawrence and Herman gave me. I set it up right here, and it went right up to the ceiling.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
I used to
But
fly this little. I'll show you. I used to fly this little thing here. I used to take it to work with me, and we used to fly it around in the hangar. It's a Holy Stone Bolt B. It only
okay.
has about 5 minutes of battery life.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many times I lost it in the hangar, and I had to go finding it. But this was a fun little drone to fly, no altitude.
I've never seen one
nothing.
I've never seen one of them.
Yeah. It was like a $59 drone or something like that. Came with 3 batteries, The remote control was probably worth more than the drone that it came with,
Yeah.
But, yeah, they were fun though.
Well, I'm hoping to maybe get out and fly the Phantom 4 tomorrow. That's my plan. Believe it or not, I haven't been flying this. I rarely fly it now that I got the other drones, but I miss it. But that's my goal for tomorrow is I'm going to fly that.
Yeah, I'm going to Deerfield in the morning.
At a secret location, of course.
Of course. I'm going to Deerfield Pier in the morning.
Okay.
I haven't been there in a couple of weeks, so I'm going to go down there and see some of the homeless people that I've gotten to know there. You've met a couple of them there.
Yeah, sure. That's a great place to fly right there.
It is, yeah.
It is.
I like that spot because I have my table there and I kind of set all my junk up and I take off.
But Alex's nephew has a Mavic 3 Cine. That is very, very expensive.
Yeah.
But anyway, just everybody, get out there, support each other. That's the big thing. And Al, you're a great guest tonight. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing your story of your adventures up in North Carolina.
I appreciate it.
Now, believe it or not, the hour has flown by. So if there's any, closing thoughts or anything you want to promote, and I know you want to promote the South Florida Drone Flyers.
Yes, yeah. Just feel free to join. Just click on the join, answer the 2 questions there, and if you own a drone and how often do you fly, and I'll approve it. We just don't have any. There's no political stuff on there or anything like that. It's just all drone related, and I fly for fun, and hopefully everybody else does. They just fly for a good time. I know a lot of guys do it for a living. And there are guys that, do it for fun like me and Ray, and I enjoy it. I'm out almost every morning, and it's a great hobby. It got to be an expensive hobby, but it's a great little hobby. Gets me out of the house in the morning. So
yeah. Well, thank you for being on.
Thank you,
tonight,
Ray. Al. Pleasure. Always a pleasure.
And I look forward to flying with you again when I get down there. I just want to say thank you to everybody in the chat also for watching the show tonight. And like it says on the screen, just get out there, fly for fun, but most importantly, fly safely. And we'll see you again next week. So good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.